Alright. Let's see what I should watch. It's, I should really make a plushie video. No. What the? What the? Disney is evil. Huh, that's weird.
So Disney might actually be the worst company on Earth. A man named Jeffrey Piccolo
What?
went to Disney World with his wife, and they got food at a restaurant. And the restaurant just seemed to forget or ignore the fact that she had a food allergy, and she was allergic to dairy and nuts. And sadly...
I mean, yeah, some waiters do tend to... some waiters do tend to forget stuff, but... yeah, I do agree. It is very important that they remember a food allergy because the person could die.
She passed away from it. And that's
what?
Confirmed that it was an elevated level of dairy and...
Of dairy and what? Dr. Capone Tungso died in the hospital later that day on October 5th, 2023. According to the legal filing, her death was confirmed by a medical examiner as a result of anaphylaxis due to elevated levels of dairy and nut in her system. He sued Disney for a sum in excess of $50,000 plus legal costs. Elevated levels of dairy and nut in her system. Okay, that's not good. That seems like someone wanted to really kill her. But who? That is bad. Maybe one of the waiters was like really jealous. Or maybe one of the waiters was an ex and she never told her. I don't know. I'm just taking assumptions, I'm just taking an educated guess. This is all new to me.
Nuts in her system that caused her to die. And Jeffrey Piccolo went to court to sue Disney because, duh, if you go to a restaurant and they serve you things you're allergic to and you told them you're allergic to it, that's kind of insane. That's like the one thing restaurants are supposed to do correctly. So he is suing Disney in excess of $50,000 plus legal fees, which is understandable, okay? This guy's wife just died because Disney couldn't take the dairy out of the product. But then, Disney's scumbag lawyers argued that, well, actually, you see, Mr. Piccolo agreed to never sue our company in 2019 when he signed up for a trial for Disney Plus. What?
So you mean to tell me that come on. Even some adults and even some children, when they read, sometimes some children, when they play games for the first time, they usually have their fathers read through the terms and agreement. Sometimes we do that too, just to make sure. But I guess he just didn't read enough because apparently Disney bought his soul just because. Let me rehear that.
Actually, you see, Mr. Piccolo agreed to never sue our company in 2019 when he signed up for a trial for Disney Plus. What?
For Disney Plus. So he got his soul. So he signed his life away. So if he died, he signed his life away to Disney. So that way Disney could never be sued. I mean, is it obvious? Disney has like part failures sometimes. And yeah, sure, if the maintenance team doesn't do it correctly, people can die. But it's just too much. We already have creepy pastas of Disney Park, like Splash Mountain, and then like alligator people. I don't know. But this is a sin so bad, I bet Satan would take them to hell.
You're telling me signing up for Disney Plus means that if I die at Disney World, I can't sue? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Dystopian. This is horrible. Signing up for a streaming service should not have the terms of agreement of never suing for literally anything related to the company ever. That is insane. If the clause was related to Disney Plus, that's kind of understandable. Okay, I get that. But if somebody dies at a Disney restaurant and your liability is they sign up for Disney Plus, that's insane. That is absurd. Now, luckily, Mr. Piccolo does a brain and can read, and they call Disney trying to do this preposterous in a name, which it is.
Inane? I'm sorry. Don't they mean
The
insane?
liability is they signed up for Disney Plus? That's insane. That is absurd. Now, luckily, Mr. Piccolo doesn't have lawyers that have a brain and can read, and they call Disney trying to do this preposterous.
Oh, inane. They see Disney's case is based on the incredible argument that any person who signs up for a Disney Plus account, excuse me, even free trials that are not extended beyond the trial period, will have forever waived the right to a jury trial. The argument that this can be extended to wrongful death or impersonal injury claims borders on the surreal, according to the legal feeling. So essentially, you signed the right to sue Disney once you sign Disney Plus? Oh hell no, I'm never buying a single CD or plush ever again from you. As a kid, I thought you were nice. Now I just see you're horrible. Disney, I hope you get what's coming. I hope you get the nice satisfying downfall of your parks getting torn down. Walt Disney would have never wanted this, and Mickey Mouse would have never wanted this. Walt Disney wanted a park. He wanted everyone to have fun. He didn't want people to be greedy. Just like Colonel Sanders and Walt Disney. Those two never wanted the way their company changes. Colonel Sanders, when he came back to see what a KFC was like, he noticed the gravy was wrong, and he basically complained on the double. I'm talking right double dribble that it was bad. The company decided to be unhealthy. He wanted the thing to be healthy, and Walt Disney wanted just to have a nice company. But this is just bad. Oh, this is just really bad.
Strict in a name, which it is. But then, Disney was like, but wait, Your Honor, when they bought the tickets in 2023 to go to the theme park, they had to agree to the same clause, which is also insane. If you go to Disney World and get poisoned because the people in the restaurant couldn't separate the dairy and the nuts from your food, you should be able to sue over that.
What?
That's the most reasonable thing to sue over. Like, I understand waivers in the sense of someone does something obviously really stupid and you should not be liable, okay? There are some situations where someone or a company should not be liable if someone does something really stupid. People are dumb, okay? People do dumb things. But if you're in a restaurant and you're trusting the staff to not poison you,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
To sue if they end up poisoning your wife and killing them. Like this.
Yeah, like, I have the right to sue Disney. Like, if I was the husband, I would have the right to sue Disney because I put all my trust. She would have put all her trust into the guy that serves the food, the drinks. But if he does something like this, I have the legal right to do that. Disney cannot take like a right away from me. Like, they can't do that to that man either. We have him. Okay, maybe I may have gone that wrong, but still, if someone poisons my wife, I have the perfect right to sue them because it's their fault they killed her or possibly did that. Plus, there was one time I heard of a restaurant like they got the wrong, they mislabeled the labels for I believe cider and apple juice or alcohol, I think. And the child ended up feeling sick, I think. Oh yeah, and Disney, there was one time where one of the trains at that Rocky Mountains, I think, I'll show what happened. Here was the train. Here were the passengers. And so the train just ended up breaking and then killed the person, and then it just jammed like this and killed the people in front. So, but I don't think they got to sue either. Disney is the only company I know so far. Disney is the only company I know who is that much of a dirtbag. I mean, what type of dirtbag would do that? Those people are those people, those owners of Disney are those Disney executives are bad.
This is insane.
They're
And the
despicable.
courts are really considering if they have to apply this clause in the contract to the case, which I really don't think they should. I think it's kind of insane. But yeah, I really don't think companies should have free reign to sign people up to never sue them and have that apply to literally everything.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
That is absurd. Now,
It
thankfully,
is.
this case is still going to go through in some way, shape, or form, but Disney wants an arbitration, which basically means a neutral party, which I'm skeptical if they're actually neutral because Disney's pushing really hard for it. And then Mr. Piccolo wants a jury because, yeah, I think a jury would definitely side with Mr. Piccolo here because, yeah, that's insane. In what world would a jury be like, yeah, you know what? When I sign up for Disney Plus, I want to waive all my rights to life, okay? If you sign up for Disney
I understand,
Plus,
perfect.
you should not waive Disney of any responsibility outside the context of Disney Plus. If you go to a Disney park and die, and it's definitely because of Disney's fault, like if the Tower of Terror collapses or something, you should definitely be able to sue. And another big reason Disney wanted arbitration over a jury is because arbitrations are private. Yeah, I wonder why Disney would want this to be private. It's almost like it looks really, really bad. It's almost like it's dystopian and terrible and horrible. This is really why I think terms of service should never be enforceable in court like this. Because, yeah, no one reads them, dude. If you read this agreement with the idea that you couldn't sue Disney if you died in a Disney park, I think most people would be like, you know, that's kind of sketchy. I'm not going to sign that. But no one reads the terms of service because they're too long. No one has the time to read over the terms of service of every application they sign up for.
I mean, some people do, but even still, like, come on, that's outrageous. That's like pulling a blind eye over a person. That's like genuinely being dishonest. That is so horrible.
They just don't. It is insane to expect consumers to read through all the terms of service and understand it thoroughly. Because keep in mind, terms of service are written in legal jargon. People cannot understand this. It's not normal English. And there's words in there that you would use to describe something in English that's completely different because it's legal jargon. But this is unbelievably dystopian. I do not want to live in a world where if I sign up for like Nintendo Online, if I go to Nintendo Land and Mario literally kills me, I can't sue. That is insane. I really do hope they get a jury trial because, yeah, Disney should not be able to sweep this under the rug, being like, yeah, so we kind of killed this guy's wife, and then we tried to say he couldn't sue us because of a thing in Disney Plus. Disney should not be able to hide from this because this is an insane thing for a company to do.
Yeah, like, come on, Disney.
And I understand that if Disney admits liability, they have to, like, basically admit liability to, like, everything. I get that. But, like, I kind of don't care. If it's that big of a problem to admit liability, maybe Disney shouldn't even be in business anymore. Because keep in mind, too, this is just the only case we've heard of this happening. This has probably happened before. Why wouldn't it have happened before? They cited a subscription from 2019. Like, do you think in that time period more people had to try to sue Disney over stuff that happened in Disney parks? Because I'm sure they did. This is probably not the first time this has happened, which means Disney has been pulling this out of their hat for as long as Disney Plus has existed, at least that we know of, okay? I'm not trying to slander Disney over here, but if this is the first time something like this has gone public, and Disney really wants it to be an arbitration so it's private, how am I not going to assume this hasn't happened before dozens of times and Disney had just managed to keep a lid on it? Why would I not assume that as a consumer who's reading the news?
Because Disney is probably putting because Disney probably had the balls to put a lid on thousands of other people. They have like a paper. I want to talk about how severe that is. It's like the bucket is like 10 miles in the goddamn air. And it's also covered by a paper lid. That is how much they may have hid that. And maybe the paper lid exposed to showing the real contents of what the inside of the bin looks like.
I think it's most people's assumption if the clause in the lawsuit prevents any lawsuits from being public, and Disney parks are struggling, okay? They just are. If Disney had any time in its history to hide a bunch of things related if the clause in the lawsuit prevents any lawsuits public, and Disney parks are struggling, okay? They just are. If Disney had any time in its history to hide a bunch of things related to Disney parks, it would be now. So yeah, personally, I think this has happened before. Because why wouldn't it happen when Disney is this desperate? And realistically, this shouldn't even really be a question. We should not be sitting here questioning.
At this point, Disney is we all know damn well it's desperate. We all know that. We all know how desperate Disney tends to be. They literally bought out The Simpsons. Probably not to go bankrupt. Because the real fact is, if you couldn't buy out a company at all, well, realistically, Disney would have gone out back in like 1999 or maybe 1998 before Walt Disney Dreams would have even reached here. However, we cannot trust Disney. They have to buy out a company or a cartoon. Like, what if they buy Nickelodeon, huh? I don't want to see Mickey Mouse with SpongeBob. No one wants to. And also, it looks like they're being greedy. There are numerous animations on YouTube depicting Disney as being greedy. Which, to be honest, is kind of the truth. Alright.
Does Disney have the right to slip something in their TOS for their Disney Plus so they can't sue anything related to Disney ever? That should not be a legal question. That should be a no. This is some devil contract stuff, like unironically.
This is the type of stuff Satan would tell. This is the type of stuff that we don't like. So hold on.
Their TOS for their Disney Plus so they can't sue anything related to Disney ever? That should not be a legal question. That should be a no. This is.
Remember, Disney, that shouldn't have to be a thing. No means no, Disney.
Some devil contract stuff, like unironically. This is like selling your soul to the devil, and he puts something in a fine print.
Yeah!
Oh God, okay? We took it, it's in hell now, but you can never get it back. Like, that is the equivalent. This is a devil's contract. Like, unironically, as a society, we should not let this happen. This should not be something that we accept as like a normal thing. Like, legitimately, a company should not be able to hide waiving liability for anything in their TOS for a streaming service or in general unrelated products to other products. Like, if you buy.
This is like trying to like, I'm gonna give you an example to see if that should be normalized. And if you think that, that's bad. That's like trying to normalize killing babies just for a sport. That's like trying to normalize the act of polluting just because we want the earth to die. That's like normalizing the idea of like dipping a person in hot water when they did nothing wrong. That is not good.
A coffee maker, for example, and it explodes, and you own a toaster by the same company, they shouldn't be able to say your warranty's not covered because the toaster you have is fine. That doesn't make any sense. They're completely different products. Like, Disney Plus and Disney World are not the same product. There is no world where I look at those two things and I'm like, yeah, they're the same, but yeah, this is horrific. I think the craziest part to me, honestly, is the fact that Disney would even let this get this far. They should have really just taken the jury trial because I think this looks a lot worse. This is the kind of dystopian nightmare that people have been sold for like 30 years. Like, this is what we were told companies would try to do, right?
My fear is that if Disney continues to grow, and people just think this is normal, Disney is eventually gonna own America, and before we know it, it won't be long before Disney might try to be greedy. Like, imagine just paying $35 to drink a water. Imagine paying like $102 just to eat food. Just imagine like paying $1 every time you take a step. That is probably the pretentious, greedy acts Disney would do. And like I'm 13 years old, but even I know when stuff are really bad. Like this. Yeah, the title is right. Disney is evil.
So they start trying to do it like they are right now, people are going to get really upset. And it's not like Disney parks are doing well, okay? They're constantly struggling. So it kind of baffles my mind that Disney even thought this was a good idea to begin with. Because Obviously, this is not going to play out well in the public. Nobody likes companies right now in general for some pretty good reasons. Like, it doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on. Nobody likes companies right now. Nobody likes big corpo companies. So, Disney doing this might just be like a terrible idea. It probably would have been more worth it to just have the lawsuit go through and then not have this bad PR. Because this bad PR is going to be a lot harder to clean up than the lawsuit. And obviously, morally speaking, this is deplorable. The fact that Disney Company would even try this is insane to me. Like, somebody died from an allergy at your park, where I presume they said they had this allergy. Because if I had a food allergy, you bet I'd be telling every single waitress and server I've ever had in my life, but yes, I have a food allergy. Please make sure there's nothing in the food that could kill me, please. I think anybody who had a food allergy would be doing that. So the fact that Disney presumably had that happen and still let this person die because they had dairy and nuts in their food is insane to me. And then they try to block the lawsuit with a Disney Plus clause. That's insane, okay? That is utterly insane. But I think that's it for me and my take. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below.
If I could comment on a PS4, I would say, yeah, I'm totally agreeing with you. And also, I don't really have much to say. But, guys, this is bad. Like really bad. But you want to know a personal opinion I have? If Disney thought since I'm not blind, I almost thought that I'm starting to think that Disney is literally hell. I'm starting to think that Disney is ran by Satan's executives. Like, the acts they are doing is deplorable. Even Walt Disney is turning in his grave. He's like, no, what are you doing? No, stop that. That's not the way to do it. He's probably freaking the F out. But, yeah, I think that's also my take on this, because, yeah. But, yeah, I thought I'd make this video because I want to show a point that stuff like this should not be normalized, and stuff like this, like, you cannot get away with it. Like, just imagine, like, there are allegations of Kanye West being, like, supporting Hitler, in which he does. So someone has to ask him, does he like the idea of being killed? Or, who knows? We will never know. But yeah, I think this has gone long enough. See ya. Bye.